Unicom ERP is a complete ERP solution, including accounting, purchase, sales, inventory management, manufacturing, fixed asset management and all other necessary functions required for a business organization. A purchase order is a commercial document issued by a buyer to a seller, indicating types, quantities, and agreed prices for products or services required. Important functions associated with purchase module are item information, supplier information, purchase order, purchase return, partial purchase and receipts, purchase accounting and various reports associated with the above functions. Item information can be maintained from business, inventory, item definition menu option. It can also create directly from purchase order or sales order screens. Items in Unicom ERP are mainly classified into physical or stock items and service or consumables. Service or consumable items are also called non-stock items. For stock items, stock status is maintained based on the receiving and issue of items. Average cost is computed for those items. But for non-stock items, at the time of purchase itself it is considered as expenses. Stock status is not maintained. Under the groups of stock items and non-stock items, items can further classify into different categories. Under the category, the individual items are defined. There is no specific rules for coding the items in Unicom ERP, other than it should be a number and not exceeding 12 characters. In addition to item code, there is an alternate item code is available, mainly for entering international bar code or supplier item code, which can be up to 100 characters. There is a short name for the item, which can be up to 100 characters. A detailed description is also available, which can be up to 2,000 characters. The unit of measure, like kilogram or meter, is not predefined in Unicom ERP. User can define any number of units of measures. There are two price lists available, purchase price and sales price. Supplier information is very critical for any business organization. A new supplier can be added or edited from the business, parties, supplier menu option. A new supplier can also be added directly from the purchase order screen. In the accounting, the supplier created also act as supplier subsidiary ledger. Supplier information include many details like company name, contact person, and contact information related to the supplier. Credit period and credit limits are also useful information for managing the suppliers. We can define the prefix of a purchase invoice number with the help of Purchase Order Series. Purchase Order Series setup screen can be reached through the back office, Document Series, Purchase Order Series menu option. Press Add New button to create a new series. Purchase Order or Purchase Return Series can contain alphabets, numerals, or special characters, such as hyphen or forward slash, and any combination thereof, unique for a financial year. Description can be any description related to the series. To set the series to default, select Yes from the default combo box. At the end, press Create button to save the data. To change the default of any series, check the checkbox corresponding to any series and press Edit button above. Select Yes from the default combo box to set it to default. Then press Update button to save the data. purchase order can be accessed from the Business, Purchase Order menu option. In the dashboard of Purchase, we can see the purchase orders already created. Each purchase order has a header section, which describes the purchase order number, date, supplier, etc. On opening the above menu option, purchase orders are listed based on the header information. Purchase orders can be filtered based on this information. For example, if you want to see the purchase order of one supplier only, you can select that supplier from the filter combo, and it will display all invoices of that supplier. Similarly, it can also be filtered based on the date range. All purchase orders that are posted or finalized can be viewed or printed using the View button on the right side of each purchase order. If it is not finalized, it can be edited using the Edit button against each purchase order. If a new purchase order needs to be added, it can be added using the Add New button. On clicking Add New in the History screen or clicking Edit or View against any purchase order details screen will be displayed. Here the lines of a purchase order can be edited, added, or deleted. From the purchase order type combo, select the type as credit or cash purchase order. If it is a credit purchase, supplier can be selected from the supplier combo. The date of the purchase order can also be selected. Multiple lines can be inserted for one purchase order. Item can be selected by any part of item name or item code or alternate item code. If an item description is given, other than the standard item name, it will be printed on the purchase invoice. Enter the quantity and rate against each line item and insert the line. A discount can be offered for each item or for the full purchase order. For each purchase order there will be unique ID, and this purchase order number can be customized according to our need. To print the purchase order, options can be selected from the Print Format combo on the top of the purchase order screen, near to Print button, and click Print button. A purchase order can be modified until that purchase order is posted or finalized. After posting purchase order, it cannot be modified or deleted. On posting the purchase order, it will update the purchase history, update inventory history of the items in the purchase order, make accounting entry, including that of supplier ledger, for credit purchase. A purchase order can be posted or deleted from the Actions combo on the top right-hand side of the purchase order screen. On selecting a suitable option from the Actions combo, click the Go button to execute the action. Now the purchase order is posted. Purchase order can be created with a batch item. Batch feature in Unicom allows you to group multiple units of an item and assign them a unique value or number called batch number. We can give the expiry date of item based on this batch number maintained. Now we can create a purchase order with batch item. Go to Business, Purchase Order menu option and create a new purchase order. Select an item with batch. In the batch number field, the batch number generated by default. We can give the batch number in the item for tracking in the track number field. Provide expiry date. Enter relevant details and post the purchase order. Accounting entries for the purchase order can be viewed from the Reports, Finance, Journal Voucher menu option. Purchase order entries are debiting inventory, debiting purchase tax account, and crediting cash or accounts payable. Sometimes in a purchase order only a part of items may be received first. To manage this kind of purchase order we have an option in Unicom ERP. For this, let's create a purchase order first. Purchase order with partial purchase and receipt can be created from the Business, Purchase, PO with partial receipt and invoice menu option. Here all purchase orders, including the normal purchase orders, will be listed. Click on the Add New button to create a new purchase order. Fill up the details and add the item to the purchase order. Give the quantity and rate. Here we can't post the purchase order directly. We have to receive the quantity and amount for the purchase order first and then post it. For receiving the quantity, we have to go to Business, Purchase, Partial Purchase Receipt. Here all the purchase orders will be listed. We can see the total quantity and received quantity against each purchase order. The purchase order against which all quantity has been received will be marked as fully received and others will be marked as partially received. Select the purchase order against which receipt is to be made. This is the screen for creating the purchase receipt header. Click on the Add New button in the screen. Enter the details such as date, additional landed cost if any, currency and description. Click on the Create button. Click on the Edit button to proceed further. Select the purchase order line. The details will be displayed. In the quantity field, enter the quantity that you need to receive now and insert the line. Click Post button to post the receipt. If it is not posted, we can edit the details again. After posting, the quantity received will be updated. We can receive the balance quantity as and when required through the same process. In the same way, we have to create an invoice to mark the payment against the partial purchase order. For this, go to Business, Purchase, Partial Purchase Invoice. All the purchase orders will be listed along with the total amount due and amount paid. Click on the Edit button against the purchase order in which we want to pay amount. This is the screen for creating the purchase invoice header. Click on the Add New button in the screen. In the screen, provide invoice date and due date and description if any. Enter the amount we need to pay and click on the Create button. For paying the balance amount, we can either edit the invoice amount here without posting, or we can post the invoice amount. Then again, go to the purchase order, click on Add New, enter the remaining amount and post the same. Now the purchase order is marked as fully paid. The whole quantity is received, and payment is made against the purchase order. Now we can post the purchase order from the PO with partial receipt and invoice screen. Select the purchase order. Click on Post option from the Action combo box. Now the purchase order is posted. This is all about creation of partial purchase and receipt in Unicom ERP. A purchase return occurs when the buyer of goods sends these back to the seller. We have two options to mark the return of the goods in Unicom ERP. Either we can directly make a purchase return, or we can make a return against a purchase order. For direct purchase return, go to menu option Business, Purchase, Purchase Return. From the screen, just like purchase order, a new return can be made. An unposted return can be edited, or a posted return can be viewed. Click on the Add New button. Select the purchase return type, business partner, date, etc. in the header section. Select the item we need to return along with its quantity and rate and insert the line. If the item has any discount, provide it. We can insert as many lines we want as this. Post the return after entering all items. We can edit the purchase return till it is being posted. We can also create a return against a purchase order. For this, go to the Business, Purchase Order menu option. Select the purchase order against which return is to be made. From the Actions combo box, select the Purchase Return option and click on Go button. Now we will be redirected to the Purchase Return screen. Here all the lines from the purchase order will be listed. We can change a purchase return accounting entry will be the just reverse of the purchase order accounting entries. They can be viewed from the Reports, Finance, Journal Voucher menu option. Report under Reports, Purchase menu option has the reports related to the purchases done. The purchase order report will list all purchase orders for the selected period. Details of any purchase order can be viewed from the hyperlink related to that purchase order. To view the purchase of any item, the Report menu option from Reports, Purchase by item will list all purchase related to the selected item. This is all about creation of purchase order in Unicom ERP. Thank you.